Ready for those porcupines. I'm glad you are, Toku. Um, Luckily this game needs a little introduction at this point. Just gotta name myself. And get ready for some... It's not even 16-bit mayhem is the worst part. Like, the graphics break on anything above 16-bit graphics cards, but it's 256 color mayhem. Magenta hype. I thought that medium was faster than easy, but Pretz was saying that he used easy for his world record run. Maybe I should use easy. He found, appropriately enough, that in this maritime climate up here, it was just an absolutely fertile ground for the Porcupocalypse. So from there, this is a sign. This is like a perfect map. What we found is that you want as little water as possible crowding the action. And so if my audio levels are good, it seems like the crickets are still a little loud. We're going to turn that down. Alright. In 3, 2, 1, Joe. Okay. The problem with this category is that it's a total meme, and we do stuff that is tangential to the actual completion of the objective. And I'm going to have to explain as we go. Okay, I got an email. Yes, okay, volunteers. Done. Are they actually in my park now? Oh, we got porkies. Okay, we've got lots and lots of porkies. I'll have to explain in a little bit. I have to feed these hungry little rascals. You're not a porcupine. Get out of here. You're not a porcupine. Get out of here. This is so tense. I'm, like, already clenched. Where are we at population-wise? Okay. This is the most easily overwhelmed population generation algorithm of all time. My goal in this category is to get 500 porcupines in my park as quickly as possible. In the first 5 minutes of the game, because it's a meme checklist, I have to build some people stuff so that people can come to pollute the park. It's basically creating an obstacle for myself so that it isn't just, hey, plant 500 porcupines. And also, I can't manually place them myself from this menu here. Let's see, where are they? So I can't just sit here and click 500 times. That's outlawed. The porcupine's favorite plant is lupins, and this is an edutainment title, meaning that some very simple rock, paper, scissors a la Pokemon determines when populations grow and wane. You know, if there's X amount of their predators, they decline. If there's X amount of their food, they increase. And every so often, it's almost like in cycles, it decides whether to spawn more of a given species. So I'm trying to keep the porcupines all alone, with the lay of the land, and I'm trying to keep them well fed with food right nearby. Pretzel thinks that the proximity of the porcupine sprite to the lupin actually influences their spawning. Meanwhile, I've got this fat government teat that has furnished me with $15,000, and they're probably wondering why on earth I'm blowing the entire budget on lupin plants, because if you recall, my objective is to form a state park that's got things that aren't lupins. There's also this annoying frog friend named Rizzo, who, because he's done in bitmap images with a chroma key, oh man, the porcupines are taking off. I don't know if the technical specifications of bitmaps changed sometime after Windows 95, but it's not transparent, and so you're going to see that it's just this obnoxious pink box behind him. And one of our meme obstacles is that whenever Rizzo calls, we must answer. And you must let him play out his whole message. You can click to interrupt him, and he actually yells at you. He goes, touchy, touchy, or some other similarly sassy remark. And if you do that, you invalidate your run. Yo, you're not a porcupine. But so, to furnish the generation of porkies, I'm trying to make sure that it's them and only them. Like, I'm scooping up any time a predator appears. Like, that's going to eat a porcupine. We don't want that. That's going to eat a porcupine. We don't want that. And before the 5-minute mark, I have to build that people stuff, specifically the gazebo, because you will get emails offering for people to rent out your gazebo, which brings in an influx of cash, which is why the game has it. But it, you know, threatens the development of your park. And so I'm going to borrow a pretzel strat here, and I'm going to place some water. It's kind of honoring the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law, I feel. But some water blocking the people from the park to better furnish the development of Porcupines. And so you see there's already a person who wants to patronize my park because I put people stuff. Alright, meet Rizzo.
Okay, here's the deal.
Here's a hint for good park health. Build a park with lots of trees, shrubs, and flowers. Then put in mammals.
Also,
birds,
while he's
and
talking, the game's
reptiles.
clock is running,
Try
so
to
I
build
can't
food
adapt to
web.
changes right now.
So each
Like a
species
spawn
has
cycle could
something
come
to
while
eat.
Rizzo's talking, or an
You know,
email, or any
animals
number of
need
things
to
that could
eat
pin me
in
against a
order
corner.
to survive. Your animals
Also,
are
I finished
very
my setup,
hungry
so we're
now.
gonna split.
Check
So
in
that
the
first split
field
is
guide for
just for a meme,
information.
so that I can
The
feel like I'm
gazebo
splitting.
can be a moneymaker. You'll get email if people want to rent it out for weddings and stuff.
I appreciate,
bye.
Glenn, that you didn't go on to the next line. It would be hard to explain on my my Christian server. No hex, no fricks, and also no racisms. Okay, good. The Porkies have the lay of the land, and they ate one lupin plant bear. I gave them all this food, and they're just going to town. Up to 11. I will say that this is a much healthier growth than I've ever had. I mean, there's room for a few. Just don't go triple decker on me. That gets weird in a hurry, you know? Now, Pretzel also theorized that keeping the lupin plants concentrated is actually better for spawning the porcupines in profitable places to their growth. The last time I ran this, I accidentally put a barricade of swing sets, but what I'm actually going to do is kind of block off any further development with more people stuff. Now, as long as the people don't spawn on the wrong side. Alright, I'm going to check my email and make sure that one hasn't come through. It hasn't. So in addition to the gazebo, and I have to accept all offered gazebo rentals because it's just a meme obstacle. In addition to that, anytime somebody offers me free plants, boo-hoo Bobby, he sometimes rents the gazebo, and he destroys the park. He'd better not. So one of these kids might be boo-hoo Bobby. Is it you? I meant to microphone him. Rip kid.
My brother looks like an armadillo.
I bet that's boo-hoo Bobby. Okay, he's not talking while he's sitting.
I'm looking for the outhouse.
There is no outhouse. Deal with it. How are we on species? 11 porcupines. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little porkies, 4 little, 5 little. Alright, so we just gotta keep our eye on Bobby and that kid I accidentally murdered. Do something. Wait, did a bunch just spawn? Or yeah, a bunch just spawned. I was not imagining that. Hey, predators, get out of her. Now, the other problem that actually affects running strategy that somehow I've been fortunate not to experience yet. Other animals eat lupin plants, like deer and rabbits. So I gotta scoop them up too, to make sure that the porcupines are the dominant species amidst the sea of lupins. Gotta keep them fed. Gotta keep them hydrated, you know, stay hydrated bot is just looking out for them. Yeah, Toko, exactly. Trying to think of other things. Well, okay, something is coming to eat. Not now, Rizzo. Alright, my porcupines are about to get et. What can you do?
Hey, why don't you go work on the identa species? You're falling behind, friend.
I'm falling behind.
The pond is teeming with fish.
Your
I love that his
animals
head is
are
completely
starving.
separated
They need
from his
food
body.
quick.
Here I go.
Alright, before I answer that... Oh, good. Okay, so the stuff is starving, like that bobcat and the wolf and the... Okay, what else is here? A cougar and a black bear. How we do? Okay, just the bear. And now I gotta answer my email. Okay. Nobody's rented the gazebo. This is incredible RNG, actually. This is a god tier run so far. We're up to 36 already. And, you know, it grows logarithmically, so the growth rate is just going to get faster and faster. This might be the sub 20. I don't want to call it now, but the gears are turning. In my supposedly maritime, otherwise barren field of lupins, have you ever seen anything like it? Also, the last two numbers have been perfect squares. Hey, thank you for the host, Metal Glen Solid. Clean! Alright, what are my people up to? Well, one of them just took a dump in the park. More accurately, several dumps. Oh, the trash can is supposed to prevent that. It's litter, but it looks like turds. And you can bulldoze them, which is, I think, disturbing. Alright. Oh, whoops. Oh. Well, thank you. I always forget which syllable I'm supposed to emphasize. Takada, Takada, Takada. It's Takada. I get really self-conscious. I imagine that they have like little wallies on the ground, but for turds. Fireweed eat. Oh. But yeah, sometimes the people that will rent your gazebo are not people. There is this one rental that you'll sometimes get from the Deer Hunters Club, but it's not people hunting deer, it's deer who are hunters. So you accept the rental and then suddenly you have like 60 deer in your park, which in an actual game might be a helpful way to bring a quick influx of deer if you're just lacking in that species. But if you're trying to cultivate a porcupine population, which, by the way, I'm making this bridge between the two fields. Be united, peoples. Porcu-peoples. Alright, Bobcat. You aren't doing us no good. 39, and there's a wolf and a cougar. Found the wolf. Now where's the cougar? Probably in some seedy dive bar meant for college kids listening to Sugar Ray. What? Who said that? Alright, more stuff is showing up. Oh, but I think I just got the bobcat and the black bear. No, there's another bear? What on earth? Ah, there's a bobcat. Looks like a kitten, but I'm not judging. I'm totally judging. Also, in the 11 minutes I've been playing, it has become November 2002. I forget if I finished my joke or not, but if you've seen the movie WALL-E, I like to imagine that the SimPark Rangers have this army of Wallies that just shovel poop. That would bring my heart joy. Yo, some spawned. Except it hasn't shown up in the population yet. By the way, time is not when there were theoretically 500 porcupines. It's when I display the census and there are 500 porcupines. So it's kind of like Baffin's Bat and Kaitos run, where I have to play the odds of hoping that I'm not working against myself by pulling up the census, but also making sure that not too much time elapses once I, think I've crossed that threshold. So I'm trying to keep a careful eye on it all the while.
Yo,
Rizzo,
thanks.
bad time.
I was getting bored off screen.
Give a porcupine a lupin plant, and what do you get? One happy porcupine. They like the plant.
Oh, I messed up the line.
And bark.
Don't be surprised if you see some animals and birds show up soon. Here I go.
What do you call these 84 porcupines? Hey, I got the same email as before. That was convenient. We are up to 84 porcupines, and we are 12 minutes in. I don't want to jinx it, but this is a quality run. And Pretzel, it turns out, was right. Easy is much easier. But this brings up something. I mean, this run might kill the category, and if it does, I am going to experiment with actually playing the game for a speedrun, which I know is sacrilege. I saw something else that might have been a non-porcupine. Oh, nope, he's just... Oh, you're a long way from home, cowboy. This one's about to get et. Luckily, I'm here to save him. Apparently, porcupines have very little instinct for self-preservation. I feel like they should remake the Lemmings series, but with porcupines. That would add some interesting quill-based mechanics, don't you think? Got a cougar and a bobcat somewhere. Ah, there's the cougar. Get out of here, bear. But I mean, just look at this. This is out of control, and there's actually a sprite for every porcupine that the game is keeping track of. That's my favorite part in all this. Alright, there's a wolf in our midst. Found him. You just gotta stay diligent. Now, I'm lucky that in easy mode, I don't seem to be getting the rabbits and deer. In medium, you get rabbits and deer that are just a pain to tussle with. Alright, I just gotta keep the lupins growing. And yeah, Pretz was definitely right. You want to keep the, population contained. But you want to keep them nearby their food. So I'm just, anytime I see one prowling away from the pack, I'm feeding it lupins. Get out of there, bobcat. That sound is apparently the sound that porcupines make, that whining noise. That's like Porcupine Marvin Gaye. So that should be a sign that I'm getting more porkies, except that I just lost 2. Nope, I'm at 142. We can deal with that. Yo. I don't think so, bobcat. Oops. That's the northeast corner of nowhere. Bye, wolf. Can't let you do that, porkies. Oh dear. Well, the lupins just spawned. That's a good sign. And so now I gotta start watching the map. Like, you'll just see it explode with color. I mean, other than this hideous plum on magenta we already see, the little dots are the porcupines. They're mammals. And the horrid fuchsia is the lupins. And the green dots are human beings. And somehow I've gotten no gazebo rentals, which is incredible luck. Bye, cougar. Bye, wolf. Bye, bear. Spawn already. Make happy. Alright. We got all this government money to blow. So many lupins, so little time. Please,
Hey,
eat,
you!
drink,
Thanks.
respawn.
Here's what I gotta tell you.
Bobcats go wild for mice or chipmunks.
You'll want to know this, too. Animals will come into your park if you plant. Okay, bye.
What am I doing? Rizzo, I don't understand. Oh, crap. Bridge Club, $300. Alright, well, let's see what the damage is. That was minimally invasive. That's a few people. I can get behind that. Yeah, Rizzo can come at the worst times. There are decidedly more dots than there just were. We are up there in the... Okay, the porcupine population is up to 273. Which is the funnier portmanteau? Porculation or porcupopulation? The porcupopulous. The Confederacy of Porcupines. The Reporcupublic. I got 1 million of them, folks. Now I just need to find that doggone bobcat. Okay, I gotta look amongst the gray pixels and find the slightly different gray pixels. Yo, they just spawned. This is madness. There are 392 porcupines and one very full, obese bobcat that I just cannot locate. Son, you are not stopping the sub 20. I will find you. And I will net you. Oh, that's the sound of things that eat porkies. But I cannot find them. We lost a porky. I just saw it wiped off the map. We're down to 391, and I cannot, for the life of me. It's like, where's Waldo? And, whoa, humans in the lupins.
This is a lupin. She is thriving.
I missed. Also, look at these lupins just getting... 500 time. I've never seen a 19, and I never will. Glean? Well, they did. So I appreciate your encouragement. You coached them right up. Hey, now it's exactly 500. Alright, well, that was the easiest world record ever. Your move, Pretzel.